What is my dharma? What is my duty? Following the Bhagavad Gita says, do your duty, and when it applies to us, the people living our everyday life in 21st century, we are not living in the old orthodox Hindu society of Varna and Ashrama. What is my duty? Again, this question comes partly by reading the book, but partly also by misunderstanding that the fundamental dharma the text is advocating is not of where you were born and how you were born and in which family or clan or caste you were born, but about the guiding principle of gunas. What is your svabhava? What is your intrinsic nature? And what gunas do you drive? What is the primary guna? So we have to go back. Bhagavad Gita extensively addresses the guna. More than you can find the level of guna description in the Sankhya philosophy. Read chapter after chapter, 14, 16, 17, 18, in all these, and also in other chapters. The whole discourse appears to be grounded on guna and then svabhava. What is your intrinsic nature? Think, what do you want? What is it that drives you? What is your zeal in life? What inspires you? The actions that make you feel home, the actions that come from you spontaneously, that you dream of, that you learn very quickly compared to other people. Because nobody is born on earth who cannot learn something. Even other sentient beings, you can train every sentient being. But for humans, we learn quickly, but we learn something really well and we don't like to learn some other things. So there is this svabhava coming. You have to tap into your true nature of what type of personality you are, what really is it in you that makes you full when you accomplish, that makes you pleasant, happy, fulfilled from within. And that is, first of all, you need to discover from within yourself, and that is possible only through deep meditation, not just like sitting quiet, but what I mean by deep meditation is by self-reflection, by reflecting upon your own essential nature. And there comes the guna. If the primary nature of tamas is statism, there is no guna that is negative, by the way. We all need all three gunas. And without three gunas, nothing moves around. Even in sattva guna, there is the subjugated secondary rajas and tamas present. So every guna has some insubordinated forms of other gunas, subsumed within the primacy of their driving guna. So if you are tamas, oh, he's full of tamas and bad person. No, without tamas, we would not be able to sleep. We would not be able to sit in a single position. We would not be able to stay fixed. And therefore that stationary guna, tamas, gives you the quality to do the activities that require you to be just one-pointed and keep on doing. Mostly mechanical things, mostly corporeal things, physical things. Because the body itself is tamas. And therefore you can do a lot of activities that require the body. That doesn't require every single second a change of the command or a deep reflection. Mostly mechanical actions. And mechanical actions are everywhere. In every art, every skill, you need mechanical action. And what does rajas do? Rajas is a chanchala, is a shaky, is unstable. It keeps changing. The primacy of rajas is change. But at the same time, rajas also has passion. And then it gives you a sense of leadership, You can be an administrator. It gives you the sense of primacy of sukha and dukkha, pain and pleasure, and that will drive you towards social activity, social action, collective action, and that can also give you the position of fighting against social injustices, fighting against any injustice, or protecting, defending people that you think deserve your defense. And then sattva. Sattva is more for luminosity. It just is gives you light, gives you knowledge, gives you deep reflective meditative mode of mind. So then that is needed for studies, that is needed for realization, that is needed for you to educate somebody on any discipline. So if you are an educator, you have to see your central bhava is guided, central mode is guided by sattva. And I know people are not happy in the field of education because they want to be powerful and they want to be rich, and all these things are supposed to be coming due to rajas. And then without examining, people just adopt a position. And then people who are slow, who are lethargic, who are simply stationary, and then they are given the job that requires constant moving, and they are not suitable for that. Change is the central principle. When you are able to act in changing scenario, your guiding principle is rajas, and then you have to find a place where you can accommodate change, and you will love change. You will like it that there is change happening in your life. And if you prefer to not have anything change, and then you would like that stationary position. We all want something to be stable in our life, and that is driven by tamas. We all want to realize something, and that is driven by sattva. And we all want to have some power, some valor, some glory, and that is driven by rajas. So you have to find a harmony among these gunas, and you have to realize which particular job, which particular occupation in today's time allows you to fulfill this thing. Like in mechanical world, for example, if you are an engineer and you like to learn every new programming, then that learning itself is sattva oriented. But then that constant newness gives you thrill, that is also rajas oriented. But if you like to keep solving problems based on what you already know, you don't want to keep learning all the new things, and you just are happy to keep repeating the same actions, mostly mechanical actions, like being a driver. Yeah, and then that is tamas driven. Even when you learn to drive a car, there is time when you need a lot of sattva to learn, and in attention, when you are driving, you need sattva. But then the very act of driving is guided by rajas. But then you have to be stable. You cannot keep changing your mind. You cannot keep changing your destination, and you have to be okay to be stationary in the same seat for as long as you are driving. That is driven by tamas. Therefore, you need to realize what particular bhava is driving you, and the same person will have changing gunas in different days or different time of the day, and different based on different situation of your health or physicality. And then you have to find the particular action suitable for that moment. And if you choose to do something that is completely not suitable for that moment, then you will not be able to achieve the maximum potentials that you have. So therefore, it's Bhagavad Gita is about maximizing your potential to bring you to blossoming state. And you need to know how you can blossom. And there is not one good and another bad answer. It is not that roses are the only flowers and rhododendrons are not. But if you are trying to cultivate one particular flower, you have to follow the same guna dharma that the particular plants need. The same way, whatever gunas are necessary for you to complete the action, you have to allow the rise of those gunas, and you have to subdue the contradictory gunas, so you can endure and you can accomplish the assigned task.